all your tools out. You need to get your punch out, body hammer, dent jerker, slide hammer, cheese grater, grinder. First thing you ought to do is grind your dent out, get all the paint out of it before you start. Now in this case, this is a dent that somebody had bondoed in and did not pull the metal out. So I had to go in here and dig out all the bondo, grind it all out, where the metal can be pulled out to where it belongs. So you need to get your dent jerker, probably poke you a bunch of holes. If it's been a regular dent, you would have poked you a bunch of holes here. Once you did that, you need to get your dent jerker or your slide hammer, screw it into one of the holes. Sometimes you pull back and get it out. Sometimes it takes a little bit more. Once you do that, hold on this, pull on it just a little bit, not a lot, just enough to keep a strain on it. And hammer the metal that is poking out up here at the top. This will help it hold itself out and not go back in. Go to the next hole. Sometimes one knock will do it. And then tap a little bit up here where it will stay out. Go to the next hole. When you're pulling on it, you can look right here and see if it's coming out or not. If it don't look like it's out, you need to pull it back and hit it again. You don't have to hammer it every time up here, just if it looks like it needs it. If the dent is pushed in here and stick it up here, then you need to pull out here and shove this back down. You can go to the next hole. You can also feel with your hand and see if you feel any more dent beyond. If it feels okay, keep working your holes. You need enough holes to make a good pull, but but you got to get it out far enough. If it pulls out like it did then, just go on to another hole. Try to put you plenty of holes in the first time around, because if you don't, and you go to hammer another hole in here, you're liable to hammer all this metal back in. Hold itself out. If you get it out right, it'll hold itself out. And if you make a pull and the metal looks like it's a little too high, like off to the side, you need to take your hammer and kind of knock it in. But hold your slide hammer. Of it. This the metal feels like it's too far out. Try not to knock it back in though. Sometimes these dents, when they hit real hard, the metal gets stretched from the accident. And when you're pulling out, sometimes you got too much metal and you need to work with it. Pull a little and hammer a little and kind of help shrink up the metal a little bit. Feel of it and see if any of it feels too far out. If it is, hammer it in just a little bit. And if you hammered it and it jumped back in, all you got to do is put your dent circle back in a hole, pull on and get it back out. Like that. See how it's given too easy like that? That's because the metal stretched from the accident. So what you got to do is pull it out a little bit, take the hammer and hit around up here at the top and it might stay out. You should never let Bondo build up on your board like this, because this makes sloppy work. It just don't work out good. You need to either keep your board clean all the time, or if it gets this bad, you might need to just throw it away. But we're going to see if we can clean off a section of it. get you a little bit of Bondo. Not a whole lot, just enough to where you can start putting some on the dent and feel of it and see if it's getting close. You don't want to mix too much and waste a whole bunch of Bondo. You need just a little bit of hardener, not too much, because it'll harden up on you before you get through with your dent. You need to make sure your spreader stays fairly clean. Preferably a little cleaner than this, but this is all I can find at the moment. You mixed your Bondo up. Mix it till it all gets pink, no more red showing, no more gray. Like it right there. You don't really want it too darker than this with your pink, because if it gets any darker than this, it's going to dry too quick. You got any lighter color than this, it's not going to dry soon enough. Start wiping it on. Good straight coats, just like if you was painting a house. Long straight coats, make them real even. Try not to get too much up on top of the paint on the car, because sometimes it don't stick real good. You can go in several directions on this wiping to where you get real straight and level. And you don't want to pile it on. You go up and down, you go diagonal. Where it's real straight and smooth, and then you can let it dry. Don't just pile it on there and wait for it to dry to sand it. Try to make it smooth while it's liquid. Like that there. And then just leave it to dry. Stay close by where you can come by and touch it with your finger every once in a while and see if it's dry yet. You shouldn't be able to do that whenever it's dry, but it will still be kind of tacky. Try to get it straight. Don't have no trash and stuff in it. Keep it real clean and straight. Mix up just a little bit too much, which can happen sometimes. It's good to try not to mix up too much, but if you do mix up too much, find another dent on the car. If it's on the estimate to be repaired, maybe wipe a little less extra Bondo on it. Wipe it. Get you an old piece of paper. Wipe off all the extra Bondo that's on your spreader. Wipe it all off. That way it's clean for the next time. You ought to be able to keep it clean like this. That's what I do. It's not one of the cleanest spreaders, but it's the only one I could find but it's clean enough to use for next time. Just come back and check it every once in a while. Put your fingernail or something in it. If it digs up like that, it's not quite dry enough. You need to wait just a little bit longer, but it's getting close. Also, anytime if you're working real close to something, doing body work, up close chrome, any kind of light, see if you can remove the chrome, or you need to tape it up real good. In this case, it's okay because you're far enough away from anything and you wouldn't danger it or tear it up or whatever, damage it. It's about ready right there. You can't hardly put your fingernail in it, but you can scratch it a little bit. When you start cheese grating it, go diagonal like that. Hold it diagonal, come straight down. This gets the high spots out and helps to shape it up a little bit. And also go sideways like this, but hold it diagonal. Keep it diagonal like this. You can go sideways too. As you cheese grate, you'll see some places where you ran into metal. When you cheese grate and hit it, those need to be knocked down. Your metal's too high. You need to knock your metal down a little bit. Get you a peck hammer or something where you can knock it down. If you do hit it and it goes in too far, all you got to do is find one of the old existing holes with your punch. Take your dent jerker, screw it into the hole, and pull it out just a little bit. Don't slide on it like that because you'll pull it too far. Drop the metal in just a little bit. Pull on it just a little bit to get it back out. Hammer around up here at the top where it'll stay out. Okay, go back in. Look for some more metal. There's some metal right here. That might get it in there. You might want to do a little sanding on it to see if it's getting close. If it's not close enough, then you need to go ahead and add some more Bondo. Or do a little sanding on it this time. So Go get your sanding block. It'd be best for you to start off with just hand sanding, where you can learn the basics of it. Keep it flat on both ends. It ought this time start to shape up just a little bit. Not much, just a little bit. But as you're using this sander, always use it, any hand sander like this, use it vertical. Parallel like this. Keep it parallel. As you're sanding, you might start running into metal showing right here. You need to stop and check it. As soon as you get to this metal, you need to stop and check it. Run your hand over it real flat. Not your fingers, all of it. Your whole hand, your palm and everything, run over it. All this metal here is too high, it needs to be knocked down. Get your punch, your pick hammer. Get real light, get the feel of it. If it feels like it's down enough. Make sure all your metal spots are knocked down good. Once you get them all knocked down and your Bondo feels like you can't feel an edge on the outside, can't feel the edge of the Bondo at all, it's getting smooth, then you need to wipe it again to catch all your bad spots. Maybe one good thin coat over this whole area. Just a small batch like this should cover the whole dent and be plenty. You don't need to mix too much and have waste. Make sure it's mixed up real good. It needs to be all pink. You don't need to see any gray or any dark red like that there. Wipe your spreader on the board to make sure you get all the red off of it, so you don't make any mistakes later. Once it's mixed up good, now it's time to wipe it Wipe it real smooth and straight like you did earlier. Wipe the entire surface. Go up and down, sideways, just get it real smooth. Just like that. Try not to get too much up on the paint. It's best not to get any. If you got a little bit left over, take it and wipe it on another dent. That's supposed to be estimated. If it's not estimated on the job, don't do it. Just throw it away. But try not to have any waste. You're going to have to let this dry for a little while. Come back and check it. Don't let it get too hard before you cheese grate it. When you're through wiping, get you a piece of paper. Wipe your spreader off real good. Wipe it while it's still wet. Keep it clean, and it's ready for the next job. Clean it every once in a while, and when it's ready to cheese grate, your fingernail shouldn't go into it real good, but you can still scratch it. And then go ahead and cheese grate the rough edge down, mainly the top layer. Going around a bend like this, you need to try to use your cheese grater and turn it to make the turn, make the bend, make the shape of the car. Get that top layer off like that. Get your hand sander, wipe it off, start sanding. Same thing about this bend. Use your sander and turn it like that and make that bend. Help shape it. Make sure when you're sanding, you don't go out this way and scratch some chrome. You got to watch what you're doing. Make sure you don't go too far and scratch the chrome. Once you've sanded a while with a hand sander, you get the fundamentals of keeping it flat, knowing when to stop, and using your hand to feel of the dent to see if it's getting straight. Once you've got good at this is a little slower way of doing body work, and you got used to doing all this just right, in the right ways, then you can work your way up to air sanding with an air sander. An air sander, you do pretty much the same thing. Keep it flat and keep it straight, but you work it up and down or diagonal. Try to keep your sander in the middle of the dent. Don't be working it way out this way. Don't be leaning it at all. You keep it flat. Keep it flat on there all the time. With an air sander, you have to fill the dent more often because you're working the Bondo down more faster. So to keep you from working it down too far and having a rebondo, you need to check your work more often with an air sander. As soon as you run into metal like this, you need to stop and check it. You might need to knock your metal down if it's a little too high. And again, you don't want to hit it too hard to make the dent come back. Feel of it with your hand. If it feels like it's low right there where the dent is, where you hit it. That's what you want. You want it a little bit low. Knock it in, and it does go in. Just poke your hole right in the middle of the metal. And pull it out a little bit. Don't pull it too hard because you don't want it out as far as it was. Work it around like it. And then fill up again if it feels like it's lower. This feels like it's still kind of high. So what I'm going to do is push it in. Like that. You pull it just real easy. Real easy. Where it pops. Pull that just real easy. Tap along the edge here, which will make it stay in that spot right there, which is right where I need it. Don't pull this very much. Matter of fact, it might need to do a little shoving just to hold it in a certain spot. Don't hammer it too much to make it another dent. Back and forth to get where you want it. Now that's a lot more. That's right where we want it. Now you can go ahead and sand it some more since your metal is down low. Jump back in then. How much stronger that made it when I hit it up here? I hit it along this ridge, it made it that much more stronger. That should stay there. Watch your chrome up here. Make sure you don't scratch it. You got to watch the edge of your sander, that you don't bump the chrome. Feel it with your hand. See if it feels like it's going down where it should. See if your bondo is too high or too low.
Once you've run your hand over it and it's straight, then it's time to prime it, and then you're done.
Viewing the video and giving us a like or subscribing helps us to continue to want to try to bring a little bit of entertainment. Don't you agree? Thanks, buddy. See you later.